don't have an explicit strategy you can express to us, then chances are you need to score yourself low on that. They restructure and redesign leadership roles and responsibilities, perhaps taking into account the different strengths that are inherent in your team members, right? Do you do this? This is what successful school leaders do. They enrich the curriculum. They find ways of enriching the curriculum, making it come alive, maybe making it more relatable to the students, more contextual, right? They enhance teacher quality. So when you are doing your supportive supervision of teachers, you are actually uplifting them. You are positively reinforcing what they do. You are a supervisor, not a supervisor or a shumbavisor. I think if there's one thing that we adopted from our colonizers, which is terrible, is that we believe that a leader must be feared rather than respected. And you'll find that does not lead to your teachers operating at their optimum level. So to what extent are you, moving on to number 7, building collaboration internally? Once again, it speaks to the culture that you have, to the teamwork that you are engendering in your team. And number 8, build strong relationships outside the school community as you engage with your different stakeholders. So that is a private exercise I just wanted you to do, to assess yourself, to introspect, to gauge, to judge, to evaluate how you are doing as a school leader against the habits of successful school leaders. Why is instructional leadership important? Right. Walk the school. Right. When you have got instructional leadership and you're applying it, you are really being practical. You're walking your talk, you're walking the school, you're seeing what is happening. You need to understand what constitutes effective teaching and learning. Through instructional leadership, we will be able to clarify what is it that we mean by effective teaching and learning when we see it. And through instructional leadership, we'll need to spend time improving. We can now focus on improving the quality of teaching and learning. We can coach and develop our teachers. We can spend time with students. And it has also been found that successful school leaders who practice instructional leadership enjoy teaching. Maybe they don't get enough of it because of their job as school leaders, but they enjoy teaching. So looking at that picture, I hope you can all see it. If the head teacher does this, what impact will it have? Whether the head teacher is sitting in the classroom and is observing in a way that leads to positive reinforcement of the teachers. What impact will this have on the school? That's a question we'd have loved to have a discussion on.
I'm having a problem.
Hello. And
I can no longer hear you.
Sorry, Alois Nokwara. I can hear you loud and clear. Which Nokwara, okay, I can hear you. Please, may I ask Maureen to just type in the chat that Nokwara, we can hear you. Very sorry. We will share the recording with you. I think it's a network problem. Maybe during the break, I would suggest you switch off and switch on your gadget. Hopefully that will help. So instructional leadership is focused on improving current instructional practice. Change, it's focusing on altering the instructional practices themselves and their supporting systems. Administrative, it's focused on resource tasks with improving instructional leadership in your school, and also administrative tasks that you are required to perform by virtue of your job and your role. When you replace an principal with an outstanding principal in an average school, it results in an outcome of 20 percentile points. And that's what this graphic is saying. So as an effective school leader, to focus on improving current instructional themselves and their role. You need to focus on administration, focusing on orderly environment, budgeting, and support functions. So you need to balance those three. This brings us to the end of this session. What I want you to do right now, I will ask 3 people to just unmute and share. I used to think instructional leadership is that. Now I think instructional leadership is this. So before and after, what did you used to think before and what do you think now, having discovered this very quick session, but loaded session? I'll ask any 3 people to share before we end. Sorry, I've gone 9 minutes beyond the time that we're supposed to finish. Any 3 people to share? Who would like to unmute and share first? I used to think, now I know, or now I think. Who wants to share with us? I know you are just pretty much 26. Yasha, the mic is
Hello. Yes. I used to think that instructional leadership is all about giving orders to my subordinates. But now I know instructional leadership is about involving everyone in the teaching and learning process.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Nyasha. Very insightful. Let's hear from Rosebud Jinapu Chidawanyika. Rosebud, please unmute and tell us. I used to think instructional leadership was ... Now I know, or now I think ... Please share with us. Rosebud, afternoon. Go ahead.
Okay, I used to think that instructional leadership is all about giving instructions, giving commands, and expect everybody to jump whenever you give an instruction. But of late, now I think it's more about sharing the vision as a school, sharing where you want to reach as a school, and learning to have a listening ear so that you might have a better vision, a better mission statement for the school. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Last but not least, anybody wants to share? Please share with us, somebody. We need to go for a break. Please share now. Let's do it quickly.
I used to think instructional leadership is about having permanent leadership structures. Now I know that leadership involves change and innovation.
Thank you. Thanks, Edwin. Edwin Nyamkondiwa, thank you very much. So remember, I mentioned these words before. Whenever you see us talk about replicable, we are talking about application action. So we want you to start now. Now, right here. Start thinking about the changes you can go and implement in your school. Adoptable, adaptable innovations. As I promised you, if you write it now, when it comes to action planning, you'll find that your action plans will be a lot more effective, a lot more well thought out, and will stand a much higher probability of being successfully implemented. So don't let this moment pass. I want you to write down right now your shopping list. In other words, what are the possible actions you are starting to think you can take once you get back to your school? What are the possible strategies you can implement? Revisit your key inquiry question. Has it been met? If not, there's still a chance because we're moving on. And last but not least, what will you change? What will you change in your working week, and how will you make that change? So this is a question we'd like you to grapple with during the break, and we might give you a chance to respond to this when you come back. That's all we had for you for session 1. If you've got a burning question, you can stay behind and ask. We'll hang around for the next 5 minutes or so before we dash to refresh. But otherwise, thank you very much for attending the first session, and I hope you managed to get value out of what we had to share.
Thank you very much,
type it in the chat, or raise your hand, or just unmute and speak if no one is speaking. Otherwise, thank you. You can take a break. We are back what time? I think we are back
very much,
at exactly
Jonah.
2 o'clock.
Thank you very much, Jonah, for the great work you have done. I think, ladies and gentlemen, we need to appreciate Jonah. Can we give him flowers? Let's give him flowers for the great work he has done. Thank you, Jonah. Thank you very much.
I'm going to send audios of it recordings for this session to everybody?
Recording will be sent to everyone. It will be in the classroom. If you are in the WhatsApp classroom, you will get the recordings.
Thank you very much for the fruitful session, guys.